Hello students, today we will discuss on the topic mutation from the chapter 5. The idea of mutation first originated from the observation of a scientist named Hugo de Vries in 1880, wherein he studied the variations in plants called as evening primrose. Hugo de Vries introduced this term mutation for a large change or alteration in genotype in his book called Mutation Theory. So, mutation can occur in both somatic cells as well as germ cells. In these cells, the alteration or change occurs either in the gene, that is the DNA, because genes are present on DNA and DNA is located inside the chromosome. We know that DNA is the hereditary material since it has the genes and each gene represent a particular characteristic. So, if there is any change in the DNA or a gene, okay, it will be termed as mutation. So, this mutation can occur in the DNA or in the chromosome. So, when we speak about chromosome, it can be chromosomal number or the structure of chromosome can be altered. So, how do we define mutation? It is heritable change in the structure of gene or chromosome or a change in the chromosome number, right? Why do we call it as heritable change? Because since the DNA is present in the chromosome, so definitely when the genes are transferred from one generation to the another, definitely the mutation will also be transferred from one generation to another. So, therefore, it is mentioned as heritable change or alteration. So, we can say since there is the change in the gene or the chromosome, it will change the genotype and therefore, it will also change the phenotype in an individual. There are two types of mutation, gene mutation and chromosomal mutation. So, we will learn in detail these two types of mutation. Alteration in the sequence of bases of DNA or a change in the base is called as gene mutation. The first type of gene mutation is point mutation. Now, as we know, gene mutation is the alteration of the bases or sequence of bases in DNA. So, we should recall that DNA consists of base pairs, nitrogen bases, adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. We also should recall that DNA is double helical structure, right? And it is also called as polynucleotide chain. Why? Because it has many nucleotides held together which forms the DNA. So, point mutation is the change in one base or one base pair or one nucleotide. Okay. So, that is called as point mutation. Now, here we can see the DNA structure and these are the nitrogen bases we can see. So, if there is any change in these nitrogen base or pair of the bases into some other nitrogen base, then it is called as point mutation. So, here the nitrogen bases are being replaced or changed by some other nitrogen base. For example, here we can see in one DNA the base pairs are G and C which has been replaced by A and T. Likewise, anywhere on the DNA sequence the changes may occur due to mutation. One of the classic example for point mutation is sickle cell anemia, which we shall be learning in detail in our next video. The second type of gene mutation is frame shift mutation. Now, what do we mean by such mutation? Before going through the statement or the type of mutation, we will see what is the role of DNA. Whenever we are in need of any enzymes to carry out any physiological activity, the proteins are required, and these proteins are formed by DNA. So DNA will undergo transcription process to release mRNA. Okay, there are 3 types of RNA that have been formed, but we will just brief out what happens during this transcription. So DNA will undergo transcription and it will give mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. So the main mRNA will release proteins. Now the information which is there on mRNA, accordingly that type of protein will be released, or that type of amino acids will be formed. And these amino acids are held together by peptide bond. Therefore, it forms the protein chain. This protein is nothing but the enzyme that is essential to carry out any physiological activity at a particular time when it is required. Okay. So mRNA will undergo translation to release this protein. So we can say if there is any change in the DNA, will definitely we can see the change in the mRNA. And since there is the alteration in mRNA, therefore the proteins or amino acids which are supposed to be formed will be definitely different from that of original one. So what is frame shift mutation? It is the addition or deletion of one or more bases. That means if there is any change or addition or deletion in the base pairs of the DNA, it will result in the change in the reading frame. That means what? What is present in the DNA based on the nitrogen bases, accordingly it will be read and it will be transcribed into mRNA. So the information which DNA will have, accordingly mRNA will be formed, and based on the nitrogen bases that are there on mRNA, accordingly polypeptide chain or proteins will be formed with different set of amino acid. To understand frame shift mutation, here is an example wherein we have to see that the cat and the dog are big. Okay, the cat and dog are big. So we will consider this is a particular DNA having this information, right? And this DNA is later on supposed to form mRNA, and mRNA will give the polypeptide chain or protein, right? Suppose if one nitrogen base is deleted here, okay, we can see here one nitrogen base adenine is deleted. So therefore we can see in the cat C is been deleted. So what will happen if one nitrogen base is deleted? The reading framework will change now, right? And that is what we call it as frame shift mutation. So reading framework will change from the point where the addition or deletion of one or more base are seen. So accordingly the reading framework will change. So we can see here the ATA, NDD, OGA, REB, IG. That means the reading framework has completely changed here. So such mutation we call it as frame shift mutation. And therefore what will happen? The amino acids also will be completely different from that of original one wherein it was supposed to produce from that DNA. So this is about 2 types of gene mutation, point mutation and frame shift mutation. The second type of mutation is chromosomal mutation. As the name says, chromosomal, that means it will be the change in the structure or the number of chromosome. Okay, so either in the structure there will be change or alteration, or in the number of chromosomes in a particular individual. So we see there are 2 types of chromosomal abnormalities, that is numerical wherein the chromosomal number will change, and the structural abnormalities wherein the structure of a particular chromosome will change. So, we will see in detail with respect to these two types of chromosomal mutation. The change or alteration of the chromosome result due to loss or gain of large segment of DNA. So, since DNA is located in the chromosome, so if there is any change, that is loss or gain of any segment of DNA, that means it will be any change in the chromosomal structure will definitely change the DNA. So, there will be either loss or gain of the chromosomal structure. And since DNA or genes are located inside the chromosome, so definitely there will be loss or gain of large segment of DNA. And that is what is called as structural mutation. There are 4 types of structural mutation: duplication, deletion, inversion and translocation. Gain of any segment of DNA is called as duplication or insertion. We can see here, okay, in this chromosome there is extra segment of DNA. So, that is called as duplication. So, it is a segment of chromosome that joins in a homologous chromosome. Second is deletion or loss of segment of DNA from a particular chromosome. We can see here the original chromosome have B segment of DNA. So, that is been lost here. So, that is called as deletion. So, it is a segment of chromosome separates and is lost, okay, from the chromosome. A segment of chromosome separates and rejoins in such a way that it will be rejoined in an inverted position. For example, we can see here A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So, here when the inversion takes place, it will be A, E, D, C, B, F. That means what has happened here? This part of chromosome is removed, gets separated and rejoins here, but in inverted manner. Similarly, this part of chromosome gets separated and rejoins in the inverted position, right? So, that is called as inversion. Translocation, wherein a segment of chromosome breaks off and it will join to a non-homologous chromosome. That means some other chromosome it will get joined. We can see here A, B, C, D, E, F, one chromosome. Second is B, C, D, E, F, G. But what happens here? The part of chromosome breaks off and joins to the other. For example, EF breaks off and it gets joined to the next chromosome, right? Similarly, here EFG breaks off and joins to the other chromosome, resulting in different types of the genotype. So, here both the chromosomes are modified due to mutation. So, this is about structural mutation. The next type of mutation is numerical chromosomal mutation. As the name says, numerical, wherein the chromosomal number will change here. To understand more about such mutation, we will recall mitotic division and meiotic division. We know that mitotic division have 4 stages: prophase, betaphase, anaphase, telophase. In prophase stage, the chromosomes undergo condensation. In metaphase stage, these chromosomes align themselves on the equatorial plane. Whereas at anaphase stage, the sister chromatids get separated from each other and move towards the opposite pole. And during telophase stage, we can see 2-celled stage or nuclear envelope is surrounding around the sister chromatid and 2 cells will be formed. Another important point which we should remember, that the parental cells are diploid. Definitely when it undergo mitotic division, the daughter cells will also have diploid stage. That means the number of chromosomes are same to that of parental cells. We will keep in our mind in order to learn this mutation with respect to anaphase stage. Okay? In meiosis, we know there are two substages, meiosis 1, meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is called as reductional division. Meiosis 2 is called as equational division. Right? In meiosis 1, again there are four stages, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, wherein in metaphase the homologous chromosomes or bivalents or tetrads align themselves on the equatorial plane, and during anaphase 1 the homologous pair get separated from each other and move towards the opposite pole. Therefore, in the telophase 1 we see the number of chromosomes are reduced to half from that of parental cell. So, therefore, these cells are now called as haploid cells. Meiosis 2 also has four stages, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2, which is similar to that of mitotic division, wherein the chromosomes align themselves at the equatorial plane during metaphase 2, and during anaphase 2 the sister chromatid gets separated from each other and move towards the opposite pole. Keeping in mind with respect to metaphase as well as anaphase in mitosis as well as in meiosis, we will now learn what do we mean by numerical chromosomal mutation. Mutation can occur in meiosis 1 or in meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, sometimes the homologous chromosomes do not get separated from each other during anaphase 1, and this happens mainly due to lack of proper pairing of homologous chromosomes or the non-proper formation of spindle fibers. So, because of which what happens, the chromosomes are not able to separate from each other and move towards the opposite poles. It also happens in meiosis 2 at anaphase 2, wherein the sister chromatid are not able to segregate from each other and move towards the opposite pole. So, such condition we call it as non-disjunction. So, these chromosomes randomly get separated and move accordingly towards the pole, and this leads to the presence of one or two chromosomes more in some gamete and absence or lack of some chromosomes in the other gametes. So, the cells here, they will get few or extra chromosome than the normal genome number in a species, and such condition we call it as heteroploidy or aneuploidy. So, based on the number of chromosomes lost or gained, there are four types of aneuploidy or heteroploidy. If there is one chromosome extra in a particular individual, it will have 47 number of chromosomes, right? If we consider an example of human being, so that individual will have 47 number of chromosomes just because one of the chromosome, the sister chromatid, do not get separated from each other. Okay? So, therefore, this individual will get one extra chromosome. Okay? And the individual who lack one chromosome will have one less chromosome in the cells. So, altogether there will be 45 number of chromosome. So, this condition is called as trisomy, wherein one extra chromosome is seen. The syndromes are Down syndrome and Klinefelter's syndromes. The second one is monosomy, wherein one chromosome is less in this individual, and the syndrome or disease what we see is Turner's syndrome. Okay, so it leads to Turner's syndrome. So this is about one extra chromosome which has been seen in an individual leading to these diseases, or there can be one less chromosome in an individual. Imagine if two chromosomes are extra. For example, here, okay, wherein there is non-disjunction between these chromosomes also. The sister chromatids are not able to segregate. We'll imagine that way. So what will happen here? The cells will result into one more extra chromosome, right? Whereas in other cell, it will lack. So there won't be this chromosome. So in this case, what will happen? It will lead to tetrasomy, wherein two extra chromosomes will get added here. Now usually this happens in the sex chromosome, wherein the females are called as super female, having 44 autosomes and 4 X chromosomes, okay, due to non-disjunction, okay. Whereas the cells which is now lacking with 2 chromosomes are called as nullisomy, okay. So total number of chromosomes here will be 44. So such individuals do not survive. So these are the 4 different types of aneuploidy or heteroploidy which we see in the individuals during non-disjunctions in the cell division. So such condition of having few or extra chromosome than the normal chromosome number of a species is called as aneuploidy, wherein the members of homologous pair of chromosome fail to segregate or separate during anaphase 1 or anaphase 2 of meiosis in the daughter nuclei. There is one more type of chromosomal numerical mutation, and that what we call it as polyploidy. It is the condition of having more than one set of chromosome. In aneuploidy, we had seen 1 or 2 chromosomes will be extra in the cell or gamete, and in other gamete, there will be lacking these chromosomes, right? 1 or 2 chromosomes. But here, it is the condition having more than one set of chromosome. Imagine this is the anaphase stage wherein the sister chromatids were supposed to move towards opposite pole. So just imagine if all these sister chromatid do not get segregated and it comes in one particular cell. So what will happen here? One of the cell won't have any chromosome, right? Whereas in the other cell there will be double set of chromosome. So that is what we call it as condition of having more than one set of chromosome. So it is the failure of separation of these chromosome into daughter nuclei. Okay, so when nuclear division takes place, usually what happens? The sister chromatid gets separated and they will be equally distributed in the nuclei, right? But here what it is happening, wherein there is the failure of this segregation of the sister chromatid, and because of which what will happen? In one of the nuclei, the double set of chromosome will be seen, wherein in the other nuclei there won't be any chromosome. Say for example, a cell is having 12 number of chromosome and it is the diploid cell, okay. So it will undergo meiosis 1, okay, and it will give 2 cells. But during meiosis 1, at the anaphase stage, the chromosomes or homologous chromosome fail to segregate. So definitely in one cell there won't be any chromosome and all the chromosome will be seen in one of the cell. So therefore, rather than having haploid number of chromosome, the cell will have diploid number of chromosomes. So the number of chromosome will be similar to that of parent, right? So after meiotic division is over, that is after meiosis 2, the gametes will have 12 number of chromosome and they are diploid, right? So such gamete when fuses with the normal other gamete will lead to triploidy. That means 3n. Why? It is because one extra set of chromosome is present in one of the gamete. So it is these individuals will have triploid number of chromosome. Another example is wherein if the diploid gamete fuses with another diploid gamete, it will lead to 4n or tetraploidy. So imagine if the gamete without any chromosome fuses with the other normal gamete, will have only haploid number of chromosome in the individual, right? Because one of the gamete do not have any chromosome. So this is the mutation which we see when gamete fusion takes place. So in nature we have autotetraploidy or autotetraploidy. Okay, in the plants we usually see it in banana, grapes, corn, marigold as well as snapdragon. And this occurs due to error in the meiotic division, and therefore different types of polyploidy we see in the plants. Such polyploidy we also see during mitotic division, and that will be during the early stages, that is the embryonic period, wherein after anaphase stage there is no cell division. So definitely in the cells they will have double set of chromosomes, so it will be tetraploid. So such condition we also call it as autopolyploidy. Okay, so it may be triploid or tetraploid. We call this condition as autopolyploidy, wherein there are more than one set of chromosomes of same genome. So therefore it is called as auto. Okay, it is same genome that will be present in a particular species. There is another kind of polyploidy, that is allopolyploidy. It is the condition that is developed through hybridization between two species. So therefore it is called as allo. Okay, so there are two species that are involved by doubling the chromosome with two different genome. Autopolyploidy wherein it is same type of genome, here it is there are two different genomes that are present, and this happens because of hybridization between the two species. Example is wheat, tobacco, triticale, which is first man-made cereal which was developed after hybridizing the wheat as well as rye plants. Mutation can be artificially induced by the application of colchicine or granosine. To develop various varieties of plants, it may be seedless fruit plants or it may be with respect to yield in agricultural areas. So in nature, mutation is a random process, often which occurs at low frequency. But this mutation can be induced artificially by certain external factors, which we also call it as mutagens. So mutagens are nothing but any extracellular physical or chemical factors which can cause mutation, and it will increase the frequency of mutation in an organism. It can be through radiation, temperature or chemicals. So by using these mutagenic agents, mutation can be carried out in the organisms. So this is all about mutation. The various disorders that we see in the human beings will be learnt in our next video in detail. Thank you.